Okay, so we've gone ahead and cleaned off the camera with some toilet flushes. We're going to be viewing back from the clay transition here, where we go after the property line drop from the ABS plastic to clay. Like I was saying, clay does stay a regular shape, does not rust like cast iron. However, it is the most susceptible to root intrusions. They will break the line after a certain point of growth. Every joint here is stuffed with roots. It's going to get a lot worse as we get closer to the city line. So original to installing this line, here's a good image of a huge root mass we're going to push under. So original to installing this clay line, when the city installs this line, once you hook up to it, it is your responsibility all the way up to the city saddle. However, the only thing that sealed the line about 60 years ago, whenever they did install this line, was a tiny little piece of rubber. And that's going to be our city saddle right there. It was a tiny little piece of rubber in between each joint. After about 15 years, that rubber goes away, leaving roots to have a freeway into the line. Like I was saying, roots will grow big enough to break the clay line, just like in a clay pot with, if you plant a tree in a clay pot, if you let the root system get too big, they will break that line, or that pot. However, at the city saddle, still on your guys' side of the property line there, or the sewer line, stuffed with roots. It's going to be a good image right there. Other than that, this is going to conclude this camera inspection. We are going to keep the camera going as we pull back towards where we're working from, just for another look at these roots. You get a cleaner image as we pull back. So each joint, clay has a joint every 4 feet, is stuffed. Some worse than others. You can tell the line has been snaked before. With snaking the line, you're only going to cut a small section at the bottom of the line, pretty much the flow line. You're never going to get all those roots out. However, even after snaking the line, they're getting more dense and more dense at that joint, which eventually they will just break that line. Once roots have a way in, there's no way to stop that from happening. Even once you cut them out, they just grow right back. And then back to our ABS connection. We're going to pull up our property line drop and back to our two-way clean out. So we're going to show where we're working from here. In the front yard, we've got our series of 3 cleanouts. We got our first one that'll go downstream, what we were just looking at. The second one in the middle is going to go upstream, taking us up to the house. And then the third one over here, way over there, you can't see it, it's just going to be a little bit of sun, is going to be the property line drop, where the sewer line from the house is going to match depth with the city sewer. It's just a vertical drop there. That's going to conclude this camera inspection.
Nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let me see if I can flip image.